Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Zelmont and welcome to a new episode here. The other day was Father's Day. I meant to do an episode then, but things just didn't work out. Game kept crashing. It just did not want to work out for me. So here we are today. I'm trying to get out an episode, and in relation to my own father, inserting himself into my wife's post, I figure I'll talk about my father. My father, he's not a bad person. My understanding has always been he's a good person, actually. That he's kind of a person, he's the best friend a guy could have. He'll literally give the shirt off his back to help you out. But that said, my experience as his son, as his firstborn, was that he doesn't have the time of day for me. It never has. Like, it's always, my entire life was me wanting my dad to be part of my life and my dad just not being there. And it wasn't even like I wanted anything from him, I just wanted his time. And that apparently was too much to ask. He just could not come around. The last time I reached out to my father, my stepmom reached out to me asking me to come out for Christmas, and I'd already decided that I was done. At that point, I'd been living in an apartment, and for 5 whole years, my father and stepmom had an open invitation to come for supper any Thursday or Friday, and in 5 years, didn't make it one time. Not once. Not one time. My 29th birthday, my wife and I had just gotten together, and my dad come out, and he totally made this whole big deal about, I wouldn't miss it. And laying in bed with the wife, who's just a girlfriend at that point, but laying in bed with her later, I actually disclosed to her that, like, it was kind of ridiculous that my dad is all being like, I would never miss it. My dad's missed more of my birthdays than he's made. And that's remained the pattern. My dad literally hasn't made it to a single birthday of mine since my 29th. My 29th birthday was the last birthday my dad made it to. This year will be my 39th. And it's not like my dad lives on the other side of the country. My dad lives in the next town over. My dad lives a half hour away. And my dad has... The furthest away my dad has lived from me from, like, the vast majority of my life is, like, an hour, 45 minutes. Or most of the time he's lived in just this next town over that's a half hour. And, so, like, there's really not an excuse for it. Like, I'd love to give him the excuse. But there isn't. Like, there's no reason. You could have been part of my life. You could have come and, when you said you wanted to take me camping, you could have literally just called me up and been like, hey, we're going camping for a week now over here. Even if you could only show up for a night or two. I've never ever gotten that call from my dad. And that's where it is. So, like, my dad inserting himself into a father's... No, you're just a sperm donor. But in being such a bad dad, you taught me what it meant to be a good dad. I will never abandon my children. I'm a great father. I'm there for helping them with their schoolwork and disciplining and, like, I'm a good dad. And why? Because I know what it takes. What does it take? Your presence. Just be there for your kids. I don't know, it's one of those things, it shouldn't be a very difficult concept, just be there. You don't have to be a perfect person. You don't have to be perfect. Try the best you can. You be a good role model, of course. But yeah, you don't have to be a perfect person. Just be there. And to this day, my dad can't do that. So it's ridiculous to see him insert himself. So I figured, you know what? because it is an important lesson. I'm like, all you got to, I will throw you out there as, like, you want to be, it really gets under my skin that he inserted himself there. It's like, I made a point of not doing anything because, yeah, I don't want to be offensive, but you don't deserve praise either from me. You weren't a good dad. I went through years of depression in part to you. Thank you. You really want me to throw you out there as being that dad? The deadbeat dad? Dad who probably still would still owe me child support for me being a kid if I hadn't wiped it out to help out my two younger brothers who don't know me because you couldn't come around. You couldn't make the half-hour drive. Like, so yeah, there was I can't even remember how many years ago now. Well, probably 5 years, getting close to 5 on years. Well, probably longer than that. Because yeah, my new home, I've been living in this home now for, I think we're going on 6 years, and my dad's never seen this place. My youngest is 5. Other than a chance run-in at Walmart, my father has never met my youngest. She was, I introduced her when we ran into, because she was right with me, and my dad literally just walked around the corner and walking in Walmart towards the bathrooms. And, oh, hi. But, she's, the way a little kid is when you introduce them to a stranger, right? And she's never, she's not going to remember him at all because it's literally that to her. Like, there's no connection. And it's, like, if my dad does watch this, the one thing I do want you to understand, if you want a relationship with me, it's there for you to have, but you need to come to me. You need to put the effort in. It's not up to me to come to you. You're the estranged father, and you did it by your own doing. Like, you've always had the opportunity to come and be part of my life. You just don't. That's not my fault. And I don't feel bad because of it. If you want to be a part of my life, the door is still actually open. I'm just not coming to you anymore. I'm not wasting my time. And I'm not going to put my children through the roller coaster that I went through. No, thank you. Like, not going to happen. We went and got metal there. I'm kind of distracted because I'm talking about, like, I'm trying to play and talk at the same time, right? And I'm actually talking about a serious topic that means something to me, right? Yeah, if my dad wants to be part of my life, the door actually is still open. I've always wanted my dad to be part of my life, and that hasn't changed. The only thing that has changed is that I'm done chasing after him. I spent over 2 decades chasing after him. I'm done. If he's gonna whine and cry about how he wants a Christmas with all of his kids, you know what? All you had to do is give us your time. It's all you had to do. You couldn't do it. So, whose fault is that? But, like, there's, like I say, for me, it's still, I still count my blessings, and, like, it taught me how to be a good person. That's also, my dad was also known for sleeping around. Like, I was literally raised up. My aunts and uncles would talk about how, you know, if I'm going and dating a girl and if she doesn't know her dad, probably shouldn't, who her dad is, I probably shouldn't date her. And she's from around here, I probably shouldn't date her. You know, like, my dad literally has never been with a woman that he has not cheated on. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I don't believe he's running around cheating these days. I think he finally has learned his lesson. Maybe he just grew too old and other women stopped wanting him. I don't know, but it feels like he actually did learn his lesson. But, you know, I learned from that. I'll never cheat on my wife. If it ever does get to, and, you know, there are times where it's difficult. You got to work on the relationship, you know? You got to figure a way to talk to your spouse to get through to, look, I'm feeling this way. I know you're not to blame, but I'm feeling this way. Can you help me with this feeling? Right? You know, like the feeling where you feel trapped, right? That's a common feeling that people get in their relationship. Well, you know, you got to be able to go and talk to your spouse and be like, hey, I feel trapped, and not have them feel attacked by it. It's like, look, this isn't, when I come to you and say that I feel trapped, this isn't actually about you. This is about me. I feel trapped, and I understand. I feel trapped. I'm coming to you because you're my spouse, and if anybody's supposed to help me with this, it's supposed to be you. And yeah, you work through your rough patches if you're open to talking to it, and that's, you know, I'll never cheat on my spouse. I'll never, you know, if I'm at that attracted to another woman and where it's a real possibility, either I'm not putting myself in a situation, you know, like say I won't drink alone with that woman, or in my case, I am cisgender male and I am very hetero. But I mind you, I don't really have an issue with any other sexual orientation. Some of the gender stuff, I will be honest, on a personal level, I do have, but you know, it's one of those, I'll respect you and call it, like, I'm not gonna make it an issue unless it's made an issue for me. You know what I mean? Like, as far as I care, you do you. If it makes you feel better, all the power to you. I'll call you whatever you want me to call you. As long as, yeah, but if I misspeak, don't attack me. You know what I mean? Like, it happens. And it happens to cisgendered people too, as unbelievable as that may be. You know, heck, I was actually joking about it the other day at work. There's a woman who's working on the line with us, and typically it's just guys that have been working the line there for the last while. And one of the servers made a comment of along the lines of some guys, or, you know, one of those generalized. And I made a comment about, well, you know, she's not a guy, right? Ha ha ha. But it's exactly that. Like, she didn't get offended by being called a guy, and she's literally not a guy, and like biologically is not a guy. You know, like I say, it's this, you're cisgendered people get misgendered too, but you don't need to make a deal about it unless a person is made. In which case, you know, hey, yeah, if somebody's insulting you and literally like that's their intent, well, yeah, that's their intent. They're insulting you. You know, people are. Not everybody's nice. It sucks. I wish everybody was nice, but not everybody is, right? Not everybody is respectful. And that's, you know, that's for me. Like, I disagree with a lot of the ideology and whatnot of your more different genders, but I'll respect enough to treat you as a as a legitimate person. Like, I'm not out to disrespect you. I'm not out to delegitimize your existence, or, you know what I mean? Like, but you know, that's me. I don't even know where I was going with this, with the whole gender stuff anymore, other than wasting time and talking. We'll watch it. We'll see. I'll watch this video through and see what all topics come through. Yeah, no, the one thing about my dad is, oh, see, we got bolts now. Although the wife's gonna, I think the wife's gonna build something. She seen me put them up and she like gave a look. And I laughed at her. I'm like, well, you didn't build me enough storage space. Like, you told me the storage is going up there, so that's what I did. Right? Like, they're too big to really do anything else with in this little. Right? So. I've been thinking about building something myself too, actually. But yeah, it's you know, I think I got a couple serious issues now, gender deal. But yeah, oh yes, I was talking about cheating. Yeah, I'll never cheat on my wife. If it gets to that point where like I'm actually worried about, I will be going to my wife and saying like, hey, look, I'm at that point. What are we doing? You know, how are we correcting this? Is it a deal of I need more sex from you? Is it a deal of are we going the open relationship route? Which the open, that's one I have mixed feelings on. Like I got a buddy that I've worked with for a lot of years. I don't work with him these days, but we still chat from time to time. And he according to him and his wife, they don't even sleep in the same room. They haven't slept or been intimate in literal years. There's no, but because of financial reasons, they are stuck. They can't. There's no separating. Any separation is going to be hugely messy and be difficult on both of them and on his kids. So he's sticking it out. But he's literally had like it's already been years, like almost as long as me and my wife have been together, you know. So at that, like, if you're in that so where it's purely a financial deal, financial and responsibility deal, that's where I think an open relationship works. But there, you work it with, you know, like you shouldn't be disrespecting your spouse. Something of that nature, I would think, should be kind of more of a discreet thing, like your old school mistress style deal. But yeah, like, and if you're at the, I think that should actually go both ways. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to your wife because like you haven't slept together for it, and going, hey, I should be allowed a mistress. Well, she should be allowed her. I don't even know what the word is for male equivalent, but concubine. I think concubine would work. I don't know. I think concubine is a gender neutral version. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. In stories and novels that I've read in the past, it is a word that's used in similarity to what I'm getting at any rate. But yeah, you know, like it shouldn't. I had one buddy that years ago who he tried to get into the deal where he should be allowed to sleep around, but she shouldn't. It's like, well, that's not the way that works. Like, if you're gonna go sleep around, then you're not allowed to be possessive anymore. You know, well, in my view, everyone, you know, everyone is free to float their own, right? Whatever works for you, and it is. I don't see open relationships working most of the time. It tends to be really messy, and so like I am just really reluctant to go that way myself. But like, you know, if it makes you happy, if you're not at each other's throats, if you're, you know, hell, I've seen lots of your nuclear families that are toxic as hell, you know, and that's what really matters is it toxic or not? If it's not, well then who cares? You know, like for real. I wonder if Buddy's still built there. Oh no, he's not. That's right, I did do a fly around and he's totally gone now. Which means I can build more that way. Right, I can do something funky. I think I will. I think I'm going to do something totally funky. Build like a big stairwell down. Make people angry. Talk about lag. Oh, some of these people are such babies, man. I tell you. They talk about lag over the smallest stuff. It's like, that's not lag, dude. Like, get over it. Go, like, I know on a lot of these unofficial servers, people like to not talk about official, but go take a run around some official servers, okay? That's not lag. You can do a lot before you actually get lag. Just because you end up with, like, a half second of render lag, like, calm down. Oh, yes. You know what I should do? I should, what's my timer at? Oh, 4 minutes. So I'm just about done this video. I wish I could have like 2 days off a week and still make just as much money. Just 'cause like 1 day off, it's not enough. Like I've already, I would have liked to have gotten this video done earlier today and possibly done another video later today. I still might do another video later, actually. Hell, I might actually do a video with my wife. I might get my wife on mic here. Because, well, with my headset, with her and the kids getting me a new headset for Father's Day here. Which, oh yeah, I guess you wouldn't have heard that. I did the tester video, and that's what the tester video, the episode 000 tester, that's what it was all about, was I got a Father's Day. And then when I went to upload the video, the intro to the video, to the episode got totally cut. I think it had to do with screenshots. But I still decided to upload it anyways because I wanted to see how the mic and new headset like worked out, and it seems to work out pretty good. Now I just got to do something about my chair. Right now I'm actually sitting on my bed instead of on my office chair because, well, the office chair is starting to get hard because it's that old, it's that used. I've had it for a long time, and it squeaks too. Gotta oil it. You hear it in a lot of my videos. But yeah, I like to get me one of them X chairs, but don't have the money for that. I did go and look it up from listen to it in Ben Shapiro's videos, so. Which, oh yeah, like, in case anybody, I don't know. I'm not sure how much, because people have watched of my videos backlog. Oh, wind blew the door open. The other one must not have closed it all the way. Oh, no. Coming in 1 second. She's talking to me and I can't quite hear her, so. 1 second. What? Yeah, and that got on your shoe. Oh. You are such a girl. All girls. I got all girls. She was my last attempt at a boy. Oh, I wanted a boy. Just to, have all. I don't have an issue with daughters, but well, I wouldn't mind having a boy, but can't afford it anymore. Went and got snipped. Told the wife that was it.
It was so hot out there, so we can put out our pool.
Hmm?
That was so
it's so hot we can put out our pool?
Mhm.
Oh. I don't think we're supposed to put out pools here anymore. I think the neighbors have it just against the rules because they're bad neighbors. I just don't care. I don't know. Last year they said that you're not allowed to have pools anymore because it's a liability.
Why?
Because a kid can fall in the pool and drown.
No, them can't.
Actually, they technically can, but you know, when Dad was a kid, they just had this "at your own risk" saying, and it was just assumed that, oh, there's our timer for the end of our video. But we'll finish. But yeah, it was just assumed that you know you were taking your own risk when you know jumped in a random pond or lake or pool, like you know.
This baby can sink, Dad.
Babysitting.
No, baby sinks.
Babies sink? Babies don't sink. Babies float.
Me too. I can float.
I can float. Everyone can float. They just need to calm down. It's literally the thing with water. You just don't panic. If you panic, you're dead. You relax. You're pretty chill, man.
I can. I really swim over to where you put your boat at. Did you really raise that?
I love the monkey. All right. Well, I think I gotta go and get stuff done. So, thanks for joining me. And next time we'll see what other controversial issues we can discuss. And Dad, just remember, if you check out this video, leave a like and subscribe. You may as well be give me some views. And hey, yeah, if you want to be part of my life, the door's open. You're the one who just doesn't come and walk through it. So, check you later. That goes for everybody else. You know, if you're enjoying the content, please leave a like, subscribe for more content, and comment and let me know what you think.